Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Fabula Ultima TTJRPG. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this tabletop role-playing game that attempts to bring the Japanese video game RPG experience to your table, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the economy and items. Regardless of which fantastic world your adventures take place in, your heroes will likely find themselves purchasing and selling items. This section covers the basics of the economy and provides you with useful lists of items and prices. The common currency of all Fabula Ultima worlds is Zenith, a gold coin whose shape and size may vary from region to region. While prices may rise and fall depending on where you are, Zenith is universally accepted. As shown in the character sheet, a player character can equip a limited number of items on their body. You have one equipment slot for your armor. You have a main hand equipment slot, where you can equip a one-handed weapon or a two-handed weapon. While you have a two-handed weapon equipped here, that weapon will also take up your offhand slot. This offhand equipment slot is where you can equip a one-handed weapon or a shield. You also have one equipment slot for your accessory. Any item you have that is not equipped goes into your backpack. There is no set limit to how many items you can carry this way, as long as it makes sense. The Game Master has the final say on what you can and cannot carry this way. If you ever find yourself in need of transporting large and heavy items over long distances, consider purchasing a transport. It takes a few moments to find items stored inside of a backpack. During a conflict, for example, you will need to spend an action searching for them. On the other hand, items you have equipped are readily accessible, but also more exposed to the risk of being damaged or stolen. An item stored in your backpack does not grant you any of its properties. If you want it to work, you must equip it. There are plenty of occasions for characters to acquire gear and equipment. Villages and towns will always have one or more stores dedicated to weapons, armor, and other useful accessories. This doesn't mean that a character can simply walk into a shop in the middle of nowhere and expect to purchase a magical crossbow. While basic weapons, armor, and shields should be available in most settlements, rare items should only be found in unique stores, hidden within the most dangerous of ruins, guarded by powerful monsters, or offered as a reward for heroic deeds. If you are the Game Master, there are three main ways treasure and magical items can be handled during a Fabula Ultima campaign. When you start playing, you should discuss which of the methods to adopt. You can always change your decision later on, after a few sessions. The classic method is when the Game Master hands out rewards as they see fit. The survey method is when the Game Master asks everyone about the kind of items they'd like their characters to find or use. I don't like this. It feels too like you are cuddling or pandering the player characters too much. And then you have the wish list method. This is an uncommon approach, but it can be interesting. Each player writes a list of items they would like their characters to find over the course of their career. This can be chosen from the lists of rare items in the Game Master chapter, or designed from scratch following the guidelines presented there. Then, whenever the group finds some kind of treasure or receives a reward, the players themselves can pick from those lists and narrate what the item is, as well as why it was there. I don't like this too much either. I think there is more merit when working with what you find instead of always getting your way exactly how you like it along the way. Now, when it comes to selling items, provided you can find someone willing to buy it, an item will sell for roughly half its original price. This amount may be modified by the item's quality and condition. No one will want the rusted, mud-caked axes picked up in the old tunnels. The Game Master always has final say on whether you are able to sell a given item, or how many zenith you can make from it. Sometimes it will also be possible to barter or carry out duties in exchange for goods. Player characters will sometimes come into possession of incredibly powerful magic items, known as artifacts. Given their nature, Artifacts should never be purchased or sold. No amount of riches can do them justice. Entire kingdoms could go to war for a chance to obtain them. Now, concerning services and transports, prices and availability for animals, vehicles, lodging, and such may vary depending on your game world. You have lists meant to be guidelines for the game master when establishing prices. When it comes to transports, the lists include generic entries for mounts, cars, vessels, airships, and such. Each transport can carry a certain number of passengers and increases the distance you can cover within a single travel day. Terrestrial transports can only travel on land, of course, aquatic on water. Submarine transports can travel above and underwater, and flying transports can travel the skies. If you purchase a vehicle hauled by animals, their cost is included in its price. There is no need to keep track of animal fodder or fuel. Mounts acquired this way have no stats and will not fight. If you want to ride a creature into battle, you need to take advantage of the Wayfarer's skill, Faithful Companion. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about equipment. I like many things about this section, but I definitely dislike the two methods where the players determine what their characters find. I think that's coddling the players too much. You know what could also work? Perhaps create a list of items that is jointly created by the players and the game master, and you make a roll to randomly determine what the characters find during their adventures. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.